whose real name is Durk Banks, is facing 2 additional felony charges, including conspiracy. He's accused of conspiring with others to murder a rival rapper in Los Angeles in 2022, but the shooters missed their intended target and killed someone else. 5 other people are also facing charges, 4 of whom are from the Chicago area.
Lil Durk and 5 co-conspirators are charged with murder for hire. Number 1, are you surprised?
Nah, not surprised.
Why is that?
Like the raps have become real. Like they've been real. They've been real since like the drill started.
Y'all, the latest news about Lil Durk is absolutely shocking. The reports coming out about his time behind bars are making everyone's jaws drop. And let me tell you, what's happening inside those walls is causing absolute chaos on social media. The tea is piping hot, and we need to spill every single detail about what's really going down with Durk's jail situation. So here's the deal. Our Grammy-winning Chicago superstar Lil Durk got locked up in South Florida over this wild for-hire conspiracy plot from 2022. But it's not just any jail. They've got him in the infamous Broward County Jail. And honey, this place is known for being absolutely brutal. Durk's been there since October 25th, just sitting and waiting to be transferred to the U.S. Marshals. But get this, he's stuck there because that's where they caught him, and bail, not even an option. Now let me paint you a picture of this Broward County Jail because it is next level scary. Nearly half the inmates are dealing with mental health issues, and the stories coming out of there, absolutely terrifying. We're talking about this massive facility with 4 different sections, and the main jail, that's where they keep Florida's most dangerous criminals. And the tea gets even hotter. Word on the street is that Durk was housed near Y&W Melly. Can you believe it? But don't think they're getting any special celebrity treatment in there. The security is intense, and they sort everyone based on how serious their crimes are. Picture this, an 8-story fortress with cameras watching your every single move. But wait, the drama gets even deeper. Let me tell you about the absolutely horrifying conditions inside. Former inmates are sharing the most disturbing stories about physical abuse and neglect. It's like something out of a nightmare. And here's the really messed up part. Florida laws make it impossible to see what's really happening inside because they block all public access to the footage. Like, what are they trying to hide? And Durk's mental health? People are seriously worried. Other inmates have shared horror stories about being locked in extreme isolation for over 100 days without proper mental health care. Some prisoners have literally died because they weren't even given enough food. Can you imagine? The privacy situation is even worse. You literally have to say goodbye to any kind of personal space. Every single thing you own gets searched. Every conversation is monitored, and you're crammed into these overcrowded spaces like sardines. Getting used to having zero privacy? That's got to be absolutely soul-crushing. But hold on to your seats because there's a major plot twist. Durk just got moved to a different jail. They shipped him off to LA for arraignment. And get this, the judge straight up denied his bail request. The charges were just too serious for the judge to take any chances.
Durk recently pled not guilty in a court as well, and he was denied bail. He was denied bail because they basically said, remember he was booked, they said that he was booking all those flights.
Right.
They didn't know what was about to happen, where he was going when they caught him and locked him up. They think he's a flight risk, so they denied him bail.
Now let's talk about MDCLA because this tea is scalding. Durk's situation at 1600 isn't any better than Broward. But get this, he made the most shocking decision. When they offered him protective custody, you know what most celebrities would jump at, Durk was like, nah, I'm good, and chose to stay with the general population. The courage. And you won't believe what's happening inside MDCLA. Word from a jail call says Durk's actually getting some favorable treatment from other inmates. They're not giving him any trouble at all. The facility is absolutely packed though, with over 1,000 people squeezed in there. But at least they've got some programs to keep everyone busy. Treatment, education, and activities. Though let's be real, it's still jail. But now, let me spill the real tea about why Lil Durk is behind bars. This story is absolutely wild. It's all about seeking revenge for King Von. And honey, it goes deep. It's not just Durk. 5 other members are charged from his OTF crew, got caught up in this mess too. The feds are saying OTF isn't just about music. They think it's operating like a straight-up gang. Here's where it gets absolutely insane. On August 22nd, Durk and his crew allegedly went after Quando Rondo, who's connected to King Von's death. The planning was meticulous. They used an OTF member's credit card to book flights to Los Angeles, set up places to stay, and even got their hands on firearms. They rented 2 cars to follow Quando and his cousin, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The moment came when Quando and his cousin stopped for gas, and what happened next is absolutely heartbreaking. They jumped out and opened fire. Quando managed to escape without getting hurt, but his cousin, he didn't make it. And get this, after all that went down, they supposedly met up at a restaurant to discuss payment for the hit. Like, who does that? They even bought round-trip tickets back to Chicago, which the prosecutors are now using as evidence. The aftermath was absolutely devastating. There's this gut-wrenching video of Quando talking to cops, completely broken down when he saw them removing his cousin Lil Pab's body from the car. The poor guy was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, only there because he was with Quando.
With that happening to my right hand, man, that's the reason I think, like, bro, I be thinking, like, bro, you coulda did this, he coulda did this, your little partner coulda did this who from here that be with your little cousin got a plug in this place, he coulda. I just think so many ways about it to the point where, bro, I done took the thought of art of war to a whole nother level.
And just when you think you know the whole story, there's more. Back in 2021, after a show in Georgia, something terrifying happened. Quando Rondo reportedly shot at in Atlanta. He made it out okay, but one of his crew members got hit in the hand. Nobody ever figured out who did it, but everyone's thinking it was connected to Von's situation. And looking at Durk's case now, the pieces are starting to fit together. But here's the part that will absolutely break your heart. Before all this drama exploded, Quando actually looked up to Durk, like seriously admired him. In this absolutely revealing interview with Angela Yee, Quando opened up about his relationships with both Durk and King Von, and oh my goodness, what he said will make you emotional. They weren't just industry friends, they had a real connection. They even made music together before everything went sideways with King Von's death. Quando was so real about it too. He wasn't trying to get clout or attention. He straight up called Durk his big bro and talked about how much respect he had for him. Can you believe Quando had been looking up to Durk since he was just 12 years old? The way everything fell apart is just absolutely heartbreaking. Now, about King Von's passing, this is where things get really complicated and emotional. That fateful night, security footage caught Von in a white shirt approaching Quando, who was just chilling by a car. After some kind of confrontation went down, Quando left, but then his friend L. Tim fired those fatal shots that took Von's life. When Quando talked about it with Angela Yee, he said it felt like an out-of-body experience, like he was watching everything happen from outside himself. He knew Von was tough, but nobody expected things to go that far. The official story says Quando was just waiting in his car outside the club when everything popped off. When his friend Lil Tim saw Quando getting attacked, he stepped in with those fatal shots. What happened next is absolutely shocking. Lil Tim got arrested right after, but then he got cleared of all charges. Von's family and his ex were absolutely devastated, posting their frustration all over social media. And poor Quando, he and his crew faced some serious backlash, with Von's people holding the biggest grudge you can imagine. We're talking about 2 attempted attacks. The saddest part, there's proof that Quando and Durk once had this amazing big brother relationship, especially through Von. So you can understand why Durk's holding on to all this pain and resentment, but no one saw this level of retaliation coming. When Quando spoke to No Jumper in April, he dropped some words that really set Von's supporters on fire. He said, "When God calls you, you have to go, brother." Like, could you be any more insensitive? While Quando didn't start the beef, saying stuff like that definitely didn't help cool things down. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Durk's been saying he's not involved in gang activities, but his connection to Von tells a different story. The whole situation with OTF is super mysterious. Is it really just a music group? Or is there something deeper going on? Let's talk about FBG Duck's story, because this adds another layer of drama. In August 2020, Duck was taken out in this absolutely brazen shooting outside a Dolce & Gabbana store. His girlfriend and friend got hurt too. And now Duck's mom is going after everyone. She's filed this massive lawsuit naming Durk, Von, their assets, security companies, and all these O-Block associates. The tea about Duck's situation is piping hot. He was repping GD while O-Block was connected to their rivals, the BDs. This beef had been brewing for years, but things exploded when Duck and Von started dropping diss tracks at each other. Some people are even saying Von had put a bounty on Duck's head before he passed. And Durk's background? It's heartbreaking. His dad was locked up for life, leaving his nurse mom to raise him alone. By 2013, Lil Durk was arrested for carrying .40 caliber handgun and spent 6 months in jail, missing his first child's birth. He's lost 20 to 30 friends to violence, including his close friend Nuski, his brother in 2021, and of course, Von in 2020. Recently, Durk's been talking about wanting to change his life. He even tweeted about getting his record cleared and called it a fresh start. He's all about second chances now, thanking his faith and supporters. But here's the million-dollar question. Is he really ready to change, or is his past still pulling him back? Because if he's found guilty of arranging that hit on Pab, he could be looking at life behind bars. The drama just keeps unfolding, and we're all watching to see what happens next. Drop your thoughts below. Do you think Durk's really trying to turn his life around? Or is this just another chapter in this never-ending story? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on all this crazy drama.